Hey, what is up, friends? It feels like we just saw each other a few moments ago, and that's because we did. We just finished watching Submission Underground 17 with a very surprise ending of Mason Fowler getting the best of Craig Jones in overtime. We'll talk more about that a little bit later, but if you're joining us right now, we are watching the premiere, the very first installment of Chael Sonnen's Wrestling Underground. Now, normally we need to know a little bit more, so I've actually brought two people who I trust with their wrestling abilities. I'm bringing the Arreola Brothers, and ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Jason and Rich, the Arreola Brothers. How are you doing, gents?
Hey, Raph, how you doing?
Well, Jason, hold on. Your picture's not coming in for whatever reason. I don't know what the fuck's happening on Jason's side. Anyway, Rich, can you walk us through what's happening for this split second right now while I try to fix on Jason real quick?
Sure, no problem.
He's
Hey, everyone. So we're getting ready to start the Wrestling Underground. Super excited. We're going to have some great matches here. I'm looking at the card right now, and it's going to be pretty entertaining. We have, I believe, on our main event is going to be, I believe, Kevin Gatson against Nick Gwadowski. It's going to be a really good matchup between two NCAA All-Americans. And plus, not to mention, we have some other great wrestlers on the card. We have Joey McKenna, Tyler Berger. If you don't know, Tyler Berger is an NCAA finalist for the University of Nebraska, and he'll be competing against Joey McKenna, also an All-American from the Ohio State Buckeyes. So if you don't know, both programs very prestigious in wrestling, especially at the college level. So it's going to be an exciting matchup. I'm pretty pumped for it, not going to lie.
Can you tell me already, we're already at 2 points right now. How did those 2 points happen, sir?
Those 2 points, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing what's happening here.
No problem. I just want to let you guys know. So this is unusual, just to make sure that people understand that you don't typically see wrestling in a cage. Let me see here. Man, Keller is saying inside single. Thank you very much for that. We're just making sure everybody gets up to code. Thank you very much. Keller, let's see this. Up against the cage. Throw me on the stream. I mean, what are your credentials, Keller? That's the whole thing. I know that you're good at comments. And when I say good at comments, I mean like, quotation good at comments. So meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment just to make sure that we get on here real quick. So yes, Keller has been super excited about it. He was talking about what was going on earlier. Rich, are you able to get that back on your stream on your side? Are you seeing the event?
I'm actually not getting it on my stream. I'm not even able to see the match.
Interesting. Okay. Let me go ahead and figure something out here real quick because I can make sure.
Guys, my apologies.
Oh, dude, don't worry about it, man. This is the beautiful thing about doing inside ADCC tracks. I like that's the idea. I mean, okay. I do love that people are going to throw it and let me commentate. Tell you what, I'm feeling in a generous mood. I'll give you 5 minutes. Let me see here real quick. I'll give you 5 minutes of time right now, but that's it. I'm going to kick you off after 5 minutes. I hope you know that. So as Rich is pulling that up, I'm going to make sure we're also checking in on your brother because I want to make sure I think went out and back in, hopefully.
Yeah, he's having some issues real quick with the system right now. He's getting it back up. All right. He just messaged me.
Not a problem. Those things definitely happen, so I totally understand that's the case.
I'm getting a picture of the match right now.
Gotcha. Okay, with the last 7 seconds, we have already reached a point of no return over on this side, and we have expired on that. Man, that's intense. All right, let me go ahead and point this over. Let me see over on this side.
Seconds.
Let's go.
Hold on.
How do I join? I'm sending you something in a second, so give me 1 minute.
Of course, we'd have it on the first episode.
I mean, here's the good news. A lot of people don't understand this is how live events work when there's tons of chaos, and normally they stall for a lot longer whenever they do these. I see your brother back on, so okay, let me go and pull him back off. Oh no, I totally sent that to the wrong person. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. So, Jason, do I see you? I see you there. Okay. Should be able to get to over him right now. So, ask this and answer. We are right now looking at them continue to go on. So, explain to us, what does the first period mean if there's going to be more opportunities here, sir? Back in. All right. I see a Jason Arreola. Jason, are you able to see your stream right now?
Yeah, sorry guys, I was having some issues there with my internet. I'm back on now. So we got Joey Mckenna and Tyler Berger going after it. Both two studs here. Mckenna, multiple four-time state champ out of high school and four-time All-American for Ohio State. Tyler Berger, same thing, and he just graduated last year from the University of Nebraska. Both really tough wrestlers, respected wrestlers in their weight classes. So let's see. Looks like they're centering him back up. Berger's up 6-0 right now, controlling the match pretty steadily. Looking good. Good head position. Fighting for the hand control. So here, now that McKenna's behind, it looks like Berger's gonna go ahead and hold the pace here, control the match, try and slow it down. So McKenna looks like he's gonna have to go and pick it up and look to score here. Let's see, trying to get to the legs, try and get to some kind of setup so he can attack the legs and get to a finish here.
So
there you go. Nice shot there. Good head up. Going to the Iranian position if he can get there. Let's see. Actually, you're probably going to see Berger go ahead and stall out here. Like I said, he's up 6-0, so he's not going to take any kind of high risk. Good.
So
Back
how many periods are we looking at for this one, sir?
So this one, I believe there's 2 periods. So it's folk style rule set, I believe. And let's see what they're doing. Good defense here, controlling. McKenna up for the 2. So now it's 6-2. Oh, actually, it's freestyle. They're going right for the roll. Okay.
Good, I was asking your brother this. Is it weird to see it in a cage like this?
It is a little weird. And you know what? It's got to be definitely weird for them because usually, they got a big mat, a giant mat to wrestle. They do for freestyle. They have the push out rule. So what that indicates is once the person controlling the center of the mat, if they push their opponent of the opposite end out of the mat, they go ahead and get 1 point for the push out. Here, it looks like that's not going to be a factor just because they're in a cage. There's nowhere to push your opponent out. Oh, there you go. So McKenna went ahead, got a little too aggressive. Tyler Berger with the slip. He's on top. I don't think they awarded him the 2, so he got lucky there. So they're back on their feet.
So I'm going to add, for the very first time, look over here, Kill a Kaler. So let me ask this, dude. I don't normally give people a chance to go ahead and commentate, sir. But what do you have to bring to this commentary?
I've just been following college wrestling for a while, and this match has some heat on it compared to for a wrestling match. These two have been beaking at each other. And funny enough, it's the small guy, the 141er, McKenna, talking shit, saying that Berger has never beat him. But it's funny. But Berger's been kind of whooping him. Like a 6-point difference in a wrestling match like this. This is really big.
Yeah, definitely. He's controlling the match a lot. You're right about that. It's an interesting matchup here because usually McKenna in college, he wrestled, I believe, 41s. And then Berger was a 57-pounder, I want to say, because he wrestled Jason Knoll. So yeah, this is an interesting setup, but definitely 2 high-level wrestlers here going after it. It's awesome to see the guys stepping up for big super matches like this in wrestling. I mean, they're exciting for the fans, and they bring a lot. They're both putting a lot on the table. Go out there and wrestling.
Definitely, and having Chael as a matchmaker, he's super entrenched in the wrestling community. He follows it super well, and just his connections of having guys he can bring on, such as Pat Downey. I'm just waiting until Downey gets on this. That's gonna be a
shit show.
Definitely.
How much
throw somebody out the cage?
Do you think that they'd be able to afford them? Is the question, because I don't know what the going rate is for wrestlers to appear on a super series like this.
Maybe a couple knee pads. Let's be honest.
No. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I think they'll definitely. Yeah, and wrestlers are just they just love to compete, man. Anytime they can get an opportunity to go out and, show the world what they got. A lot of these guys are kind of like, just graduated college recently. Like, you got Mckenna and Berger. So they're like, hey, they're trying to make a name for themselves. They want to challenge the best. So anytime the more exposure they can get, I'm sure they're going to step in there and give it a go.
Can we just quickly talk about the shit show that is Nicky Ryan versus Tony Ramos? Like, who in the right mind thought of this match? Like, so Tony Ramos has been retired for how many years? And he's a 57 kiloer going against Nicky Ryan. It's like, dude, like, who's number one? Like, what are you trying to prove? Number one in what? Wrestling and jiu-jitsu? I just feel like they could have done it at a different card. And I don't know.
So, hold on. I haven't looked into that. Is that a wrestling match or is that a jiu-jitsu match?
Who knows? I think it's a grappling match.
Yeah, I believe so. From what I know I believe it's a no time limit match, and it's also a sub only match. So that highly favors obviously Nicky Ryan here. I don't think Tony Ramos has any as far as I'm not grappling. I'm sorry, jiu-jitsu experience. But that's just me assuming. I'm not sure if he's been training, but still, like, even he's got like a month, a little bit over a month to train for Nicky Ryan. So we'll see what happens. But I mean,
yeah,
right. I love Tony Ramos. I'm a big Iowa fan. I loved watching him on the international team when he was up and coming, and he made his mark. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
So I want to take a moment to go ahead and go back over to Rich. Rich, are you all situated? Are you good, sir? There's a thumbs up. I'm not sure if he's muted, and I understand that we will need vocals on this. Your mic is muted. How is your mic muted? Let me unmute you. Are you good, man? Let me hear you back.
Yeah, can you hear me?
You're back. All right. I wanted to make sure that we're all good in uniform force. We're going to go to our next match in a second, but I'm going to take out the brothers for a second here and go straight to our internet troll, who now is getting the opportunity at the big time. So let me ask you this. Why are you going to tell me, the person who is hosting the show, that you don't want to hear my commentary for wrestling? Answer.
Just because you don't have cauliflower.
Okay, he's out of the stream. Over to the gentleman. Just wanted to make sure he understands the hierarchy of how this works. I want to make sure. Here's the good news. I know that he watches us. I know that he's consistently on our streams, but he had some issues. He thought that he was a great producer, and now he doesn't know that he is on basically the verge of being kicked out. These two gentlemen are being brought here because here's what I'm going to tell you. They have credentials. So you said that you followed the stream, sir. I bring you back on. Have you wrestled in the past?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where'd you wrestle at?
Well, I'm from Canada, so I wrestled in high school.
Nope, off the stream again. All right, just want to make sure he understands not real wrestling. I'll put him back in. All right, so you wrestled in Canada. Okay.
I was wrong.
Actually,
we like you, man.
The other day, you won't guess who's in Vancouver.
Who?
Stuart Cooper.
Oh, Steele, I'm supposed to talk to him pretty soon.
Yeah, throw him on the podcast.
I mean, I'm not going to throw him on now because it'd be very difficult to call him and be like, hey, bitch, where the fuck are you? So that's unfortunate. But yes, I do appreciate it. And here's the thing that I want people to understand. So when you do one of these telecasts, it is difficult. It is different than doing commentary in a comment section. So I'm going to need you laser focused on the action that's happening in front of us. And the minute you're not laser focused, you're going to be kicked off like I've been doing here consistently. I'll tell you, that's the most entertaining thing to me right now. We've got
a good match here.
This is a really good match
right now. Now I'm going to go over to Jason on this. Jason, why is this a good match?
Yeah, so we got Ben Provisor here, who's been on the world team a few times. Actually, a while ago, I want to say like in 2012, 13 for the Greco team. Really good. Perkins, he's been around this before. He's been like in the top 2 or 3. Never really was able to make the team, but he's tough. He's a good up and coming kid. So this should be a really exciting match. Ben Provisor, I'm telling you, he's been around the block for a long time, and the guy's just a stud, man.
Awesome. Yeah. Rich, I'm going to go over to you. Rich, what do you think so far in this match?
Oh, I'm loving this match. First off, I'm a big fan of Rayvon Perkins. Rayvon Perkins he won the 2016 U.S. Olympic trials for Greco, so he's pretty solid. One thing I love about this kid is he has a great clinch game, which obviously you saw. It went from a body clinch to pretty much a suplex. So if you see, just has a really, really good overall. Oh, and Provisor puts him down. Nice. I like Perkins, though, but it's going to be an interesting match. So right now, Perkins is in the lead 5-4, but what I was saying about Perkins is that he has a really, really good body clinch game. I love watching his matches. He's had some pretty tough matches all the way to the 2016 trials, but he's definitely going to make an impact once wrestling gets up and going again.
So, Kaylor, you've been really good on this in terms of telling us who's exciting, who's got the heat. Has there been any internet on this match? Have they been talking shit about each other?
No, I think Greco guys stay together. It's a small community. They don't really want to talk shit unless you're
with the slip.
Unless you're that Kamal Bay. Kamal Bay will throw some
nice.
Oh,
hit him with the head and arm. Good.
Look at that. That's one thing about Greco guys.
Oh, he would duck under body lock. Did he get it?
Yeah.
He got two.
For our audience members who don't follow Greco, just so you know, the only way to score is you have to throw your opponent. You have to you can't shoot on their legs. So it's not like freestyle or folk style, traditional wrestling. This is Greco-Roman. So you only get points by taking the guy down via like either a spin go behind or a body clinch position to throw. It's more upper body based.
Now I want to ask this because we're at 6 and 9 on the point score. Now 8 and 9. Mm-hmm. Are we in danger of seeing a tech fall very soon?
So tech fall for freestyle and Greco is usually at least by you have to dominate your opponent, win by either 10 or more points. In this case, it's pretty close, so it's only a 1 point difference. So we probably won't see the tech fall anytime soon here. But with Greco, you just never know. Greco can be really explosive, and next thing you know, you're down with a big throw. So when you get a big throw, feet to back, you throw them from feet over your head all the way to their back. That's a 5-point throw. So the match can change very quickly here.
Appreciate that. I'm going to go on over and just remind, I've seen the two gentlemen here before, but Kaylor, have you shared this on your Facebook?
No, I can do that right now.
Okay, you're off the broadcast again. Until you share. Let's be very clear. This kid got the Make-A-Wish wish right now. So he needs to go share this. It's not like he came here based on being I've got credentials. I'm you two idiots I vouched for. So he's going to go share that. While we're continuing on, we have a couple comments. I have a note here that says, Tony has been training jiu-jitsu, not sure how long, though. So that's kind of interesting little note to get over on that side. Meanwhile, man, it is very tough to get used to seeing grappling in a cage, then to see now wrestling in a cage. My brain is starting to melt a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I had a grappling match one time in a cage before, and it plays a huge factor. Number one, that cage doesn't feel good when it's grinded against your back. So I can only imagine what these guys feel like. It's their first time probably in a cage, so they probably don't like the way the cage feels against their back.
Bro, for real, I went to do that and one time, had my back against a cage while doing some work with some MMA fighters and thought, who does this? This is the stupidest thing I've ever had to incur. I was like, you guys do this willingly? And they're like, yeah, man, you just get used to it. I was like, it's a cheese grater against my back, man. Fuck this.
Basically, it doesn't feel good at all. It sucks.
So let's see. Obviously, we're in a very close and competitive match. We're in the round, period 2. So if that's the case, then do you see anybody starting to pull ahead here? I'll pull this on over to Jason.
So it looks like it's pretty close right now. Obviously, it's 10-9. I see Ben Provisor here trying to hold off the lead. He's going to keep the hand fighting, stay very active, so he doesn't get no kind of stall call, or he doesn't go to the clinch, or has to go down. So Perkins he's gonna have to figure something out here really quick. But I'm thinking he's probably gonna try and score the last 30 seconds or so.
All right, Kaylor.
I'm gonna say Perkins is gonna come through and clutch. He's gonna come through and take the lead.
What makes you believe that?
Oh, he's just relentless when it comes to his underhooks and his heavy hands on the head. You notice he keeps collar tying him, just wrenching on his head, but he keeps fishing for that underhook. He keeps looking for that body clinch position. So look out for it. He just keeps swimming. Yeah, see? He keeps peeling the hands off, clearing the hands, working on the head a little bit.
A lot of hand fighting in Greco-Roman wrestling. Lots of hand fighting, underhooks, snap downs. It's a lot of wear on you.
Man, okay. I think it's kind of funny to watch it when it gets down to like this small period because we're so used to in jiu-jitsu being like, go for 8 minutes, no big deal. On this, I'm like, yo, even at 1 minute, I'm still pretty gassed.
Yeah, it's relentless pace.
Kaylor, let me ask this. Walk me through some of the play-by-play that you're seeing.
Yes, right now, I just see a lot of pummeling going down. Provisor is just holding his ground right now with a lot of just head blocking, shoulder blocking. Perkins is just laying on him right now. It looks like he is waiting for a big move right now, but I feel like Provisor is waiting for it, so it's going to be hard to catch him on his heels. Perkins did catch him when Provisor did open up in the beginning, but now I feel like his baseline defense is super strong. Provisor's, he's super low to the ground, and he's built like super good for defense right now, so it's going to be hard to penetrate that. And Perkins looks super tired. I'm just being honest right now. And
it's like the last 20 seconds.
Good head blocking by Provisor. Yeah,
he's a big body. That's a big guy, Provisor.
I will also tell you this: be very cautious of who you say is looking tired because they do go back and watch these things when we do.
Try to hit him with the flying squirrel. Nice.
Hey, I just want to.
Oh, it's okay, Rayvon.
That was a good match. Solid match.
Hey,
good match. Very good match.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Really
all right. Well, let me ask this.
Was able to come back from a 5-0 deficit. That was awesome.
Let me ask this. I'll put this one over to Rich. Rich, how is it that you were able to mentally stay focused when you are down a few points, when every point counts?
A lot of times it's just, just the mentality that the wrestling coaches always instill in every wrestler is never stop wrestling. Some people wrestle for 6 periods. I'm sorry, 6 periods. It's 6 minutes, but some people wrestle for 3 periods. Some people train for 1 period, for 2. But, coaches teach us to wrestle for all 3 periods plus overtime. So, yeah, it's just understanding that, that even if you're behind on the scorecards, you got to wrestle every second, every period, every minute. You can't quit. You got to keep wrestling because you never know. You're tired, but guess what? So is your opponent. Your opponent is tired as well. It's just a matter of who breaks first.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to give a little bit of shine time. Keller, take a breather for a second because I want to plug these guys' gym real quick. So here's what I'm going to do. I want you guys to tell us what people can expect if they go to your gym. So tell us a little bit about your gym, where it's located while we've got a couple minutes.
The name of our gym is Arreola Bros Wrestling. We're also called Team ABW. We teach various amounts of classes at our gym in Anaheim. We teach Greco, we teach freestyle, we teach folk style. Jason, we also teach adults and kids, correct?
Correct.
Absolutely. And you can find us on Instagram at @abrothers_wrestling. And we also, if you're not comfortable training at a gym, we also run online classes. We're called ABW Online. So we do live stream our classes along with technique. We have a big technique library for all our members. And our goal is it's our motto: outwork everyone. That's our goal. Outwork your opponent.
Let's go ahead and bring all of us back into the fold right now. So, gents, I just wanted to ask: did you guys?
This guy.
Hold on, real quick. Did you guys bring your singlets to wear? I just want to make sure. I mean, I brought my singlet. I thought that you guys were all the wrestlers on this one.
How long have you been waiting to put that on?
No, I didn't wait to put it on. I'd had it on underneath the time. I will bring this up to you guys for a certain reason, which is the gentleman down in bottom thought that this was the funny add-on, and he thought that he was contributing this idea as if I had already planned this before you guys had even shown up. So, yeah, I got a sight gag that we're doing here because I was like, well, we're going to do this exactly once, and then we're exactly done with it. But shout out to our friends over at KO Sports Gear for the most absolutely absurd ever thing I've ever seen, and it's my absolute favorite thing to do. So I will go ahead and put that back on. Let's talk about the match. Gents, I'm going to preview this on over to Killer Keller. What can you tell us about Sammy Brooks? Floor is yours, sir.
This is a really good rivalry right now. This is Iowa versus Penn State. This is pretty much like DDS versus 10P in the wrestling community. We got a long, slick guy that likes cradles, such as Rasheed. He could end it quick if he locks in a cradle on Brooks, but Brooks is tough as as it comes. I've seen Brooks down 9-0 and come back and tech the guy. So Brooks is grimy. And how cool would it be to see Tom Brown's in his corner, right? What if we got that? But I don't think that's going to happen. But this is going to be a sick match. It's probably people's main event.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be a great match. I'm looking forward to seeing this one too. A bit good old-fashioned Big Ten scrap right here. I'm looking forward to this. I'm a huge Iowa fan. I like Penn State as well. I like the new generation that they're of wrestlers that they're bringing up. But for this one, I'm gonna go with the grinder. I'm gonna say Sammy Brooks.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and say Sammy Brooks as well. Shakur Rasheed, super athletic, super explosive. I mean, that's funny. You're right on. As soon as you said the man does Kratos, right away he went to the single leg and tried to hit the cradle right off the bat. So got to be careful. This guy is super dangerous. He's going to come in first period. I'm expecting him to throw the kitchen sink at Brooks, but Brooks is going to stay the course. He's going to do what Iowa wrestlers do: stay heavy, put the pressure on him, and try and grind out the match. So this should be a good, exciting one.
I'm pumped.
Nice. Rasheed already up 4-0.
Kaylor, let's walk you through some of the play-by-play if you don't mind taking us through some.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about Brooks right now. He usually does find himself in a hole. He does his best work when he has to wrestle.
No, not analysis. So play-by-play. Play-by-play.
He had some good energy coming out. He was pumped, but he was jumping around. He got his quick takedown, but now you see Brooks is hanging on him. You can see Rasheed getting a little tired. He's going to start hanging on the head. And Brooks likes this match. It's a fight right now. He likes this. He wants to go will to will with them.
Yeah, I'll take this one. This question,
like use the cage a little bit more.
Appreciate that. This question comes from Daniel Duffy. It says, "Yo, I think I'm the only one here, dude. Want to turn it around, and I think I can watch with y'all." So, Daniel, here's the issue. You should probably get a job and actually pay for it so that you can watch it yourself. This is a fight companion. So don't come in here asking for free shit or roasting us. But anyway, you're welcome to stick around if you want to.
Look at that. Brooks already Brooks closing.
Yeah, he went ahead, stuffed you saw Rasheed on the single leg. Brooks stuffed it, goes to the butt drag, spin behind, gets the 2 points. Now he's only down by 2 by 1 takedown. Good hand fighting. Now Brooks is up to the underhook. That's good control. It's actually really, I think that works a lot better for Brooks because he could slow down Rasheed. Like I said, Rasheed's super explosive. He's quick. You got to watch out for him. So controlling that underhook position is really going to slow him down, and that's where Brooks wants to be.
So here's a quick question I'm going to go ahead and put on over because I know exactly where the noise is coming from. But, Kaylor, what are you smoking?
CBD.
Yeah, all right. I see you, friend. We're not sponsored by a CBD sponsor, so you don't really need to do any of that.
What do you mean? I'm from Vancouver, Canada. We don't.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying you could be a professional. If we bring you on a professional show, exude professionalism, my friend. So here we go.
You're in a singlet.
Yeah, dude, it's called humor. One day you'll figure out how to tell a joke. So what I'm telling you right now is I gave you the opportunity to do play-by-play, and you went to analysis. So we're slowly starting to show you what it's like to do one of these.
Good. So end of the second period. Post-match, 4-2. Rasheed's up by a takedown by 2 points. I'm really expecting this next period. Brooks is going to go ahead and pick up the pace. He's probably going to try and put the pressure on him, get to his shots, and try and finish. Rasheed, control the match, try and slow it down a little bit, and maybe sneak in 1 or 2 more takedowns if you can.
After looking at the instant replay, Rasheed has such an excellent outside sweep single leg. He has really good control on that, and as you can see right here, it's an outside single. And then I'm looking at the wizard. Oh, then Rasheed is I'm just looking at his control, and Rasheed has a really good takedown. I love the way he sets it up.
So I have to be forthcoming on this, which is I get totally jealous of you guys with wrestling presentations. Those wrestling presentations always look bigger than life. I think we in jiu-jitsu are still trying to catch up to it. Do you feel like this is a good middle ground?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think actually I I mean, I think I thought it was kind of like the other way around. I thought jiu-jitsu has a pretty good presentation on how they do like a lot of their pro matches and everything. So I think with the flow, I think with certain organizations, they're giving wrestlers a platform now to wrestle, and I like how they're branching out and just trying new new ways to present the sport. It's awesome. Like these super matches and whatnot. We're seeing more of these things surface now, and it's really good for the wrestling.
Killer, what's happening on the screen? Walk us through.
We see Sammy Brooks pushing the pace right now. Rasheed is kind of just holding ground. You can tell that Rasheed's used to using the out of bounds, walk around, make a big circle to the middle of the mat and catch his breath. And it's kind of hard right now with the cage because it just bounces you right back into the middle. And I feel like this is good for Brooks. Brooks is the Iowa style. He's moving forward. All he needs is like takedown right now, and he's gonna be in the lead. The last takedown is gonna win. So he knows that. He's been here before, and this match is really good.
Beautiful. Sorry.
No, you're good. What did you see that you liked?
Oh, I just saw. I mean, just exactly what our friend was talking about. Just that Iowa style pressure. He was working. Brooks was going heavy on the head on Rasheed, and sure enough, got him tired. I mean, when you beat on someone's heads like that for a while, especially for a minute, it's going to take a toll on you, and that's what Brooks is doing. You'll see him. He's going to go heavy hands on the head. He's just going to be beating on him, getting him tired, making his head just bob and weave before he gets that takedown. Just wait for it. Beautiful inside tie.
Exactly, and that's that Iowa style, man. They just like to push the pace. They train. They don't train for 6 minutes, 10 minutes. These guys train to go. If they need to go an hour, they can go an hour, and they're going to keep pushing the pace and take their opponents to deep waters if they need to. Yep. Now he's kind of separating himself now, Steve, with another takedown. Good. Now he's up 6-4.
That cage, what a factor, huh, brother? What a cage.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be tough too to defend the takedown because I mean your back's up against the wall or the cage and you got nowhere to go.
Brooks heavy on the head.
I've been so intrigued to see. Do you think that they're going to look to do more of these?
Oh, absolutely. I sure hope so. I mean, like I said, I think this is a great opportunity for guys, that want to go out there and be on the Seymour and compete, to give them a platform to come on and, showcase their skills to the world. And, anytime wrestling gets some more exposure, I mean, that's awesome. It's great. More exposure for the sport, the better.
Brooks with the front headlock looking good. It's tight. It's really tight. He's trying to get some pressure on him. Probably go to that inside single leg. Right to a double. Oh, down goes Sheed. It's that pace. It's that pace.
Now he's separating himself. There we go.
Here's what I'm going to give you guys as output as an outsider on this, which is looking at that double leg and the cage work speaks so well to so many MMA stars who have come from a wrestling background. If you think of the model that they're using for the jiu-jitsu side, there's a lot of possibility to see that wall work come into effect.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think MMA fighters can really use this type of show to watch as a kind of like a learning tool, on how to control the cage when it comes to your takedowns, pressure, cage control, all that good stuff. I mean, it's great.
So, Kayla, do you have the pulse?
So I got a different take on this. I feel like Chael is doing a really good thing. He's going to keep putting these on. And if you watch his podcast, he has some heat with Jordan Burroughs. Him and Jordan Burroughs don't really like each other. And I feel like as Chael puts these shows on and as the purses go higher, he's eventually going to have Jordan Burroughs in there. And I feel like it's going to be a little ego thing going back and forth with them. Because eventually, Chael's a smart dude. He's going to have a bunch of these, and the wrestling community loves it. Imagine Yanni Dakamahalis, Pat Downey, Jordan Oliver, Jason Knoll, Bo Nickel. This is going to be crazy. And what if we get the Olympic champ? What if you get the GOAT in here in a cage? That's going to be awesome.
Well, excellent match over on this side. Sammy Brooks, he delivered on exactly what you guys were previewing here. So I really feel that you guys have been right on the money thus far in. So I was told yesterday that there's either 6 or 7 matches to this one.
Yeah, I'm looking at the card.
So why is there potentially 6 or 7? Do you guys have any clue of what that is?
The Deron Winn situation, maybe.
Okay, what is that situation then?
I believe his girlfriend or his significant other just fought in the UFC, and he was there. So I guess it was in Vegas. I believe they're fighting in Vegas, right, at the Apex Center. So maybe just some logistical issues that Deron, maybe like some testing. I don't know, but that's what I'm guessing.
Interesting. Okay. So then we are still looking at 6 matches here tonight?
6.
6? Okay. Excellent. All right. Well, okay. And again, you're going to have to correct me now because now I'm willing to figure out what your name sounds like. Is it a man killer or a mon killer?
Did we lose him?
I think he froze for a split second. Uh-oh. I think you might have to. Hey, if you're here, exit out and come back in. I'm going to have to put him on that until I see him.
Going to the next match, though.
Tell me a little bit about the next match and why.
Well, I believe the next match is, well, I mean, if he's saying if what he's saying is correct, I thought it was going to be Winn, but if he's out, then I know he's wrestling Moore, which is Moore is a former he's an Ohio State wrestler. Ohio State, once again, a very strong program, very prestigious program under Coach Tom Ryan, former Iowa guy. So it's going to be great. So I'm curious to see who his replacement opponent is, if that is the case.
There we go. Are you back on, sir? I saw you slowly moving down there. Nope, I think he's struggling. I'm going to need you to exit and come back in one more again. Oh, I see him. Are we moving? Are you back? I think you're having this. There we go. I see your face. Say something down there, Killer, please.
I see him moving.
I do see him moving, but I feel like he's in about 3 minutes ago is what we're getting out of him. So I'm going to, unfortunately, hey, I'm going to kick you out, but come right back in the room, okay? Kick from the studio. It's always funny because when it says, like, are you sure you want to kick the guests out? And I'm like, yeah, they got to come back in because whatever. I'm not trying to be a dick about that one. I mean, I will willingly tell you guys when I'm being a dick about something. So, man, how has training been going for you guys? I see that you guys have been monsters and continuing to make things happen continuously on the grind. Jason, I know we chatted a little bit, but Rich, how have you been, man?
I've been good. Just I'm training, obviously, teaching, but I'll be competing soon. Actually, I'll be heading out soon for the Oklahoma City Open. So I'm excited to finally get back to competition again. Been training, working hard. Went back to my plant-based diet. So yeah, so let's do it.
Man, okay, plant-based diet for how long?
I've been on it for about 2 weeks already, and already the first week I've already seen a difference. With the inflammation in my body. By inflammation, I mean no inflammation at all. It's been really helpful. So yeah.
All right. So note to self: send you photos of food.
I do have one cheat day, however, so that's it's always a weekend day. Actually, it was today, but it was I had cauliflower pizza, but technically it's
super real good cheat day. I love when you guys traded all of your points of being like, I've been waiting for it and I'm having this nice apple. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. So this
back to the way we go.
Deron Winn and Kollin Moore.
Here we go.
Up. I do see him back. Jamaica back in.
Beautiful.
All right. Excellent work over on this side.
Already on the headlock. Beautiful.
So I know that we talk a little bit about the difference between singlet and not singlet. Does that make any significant difference mentally to you guys?
No,
I don't think so. I think it's just more like what you really prefer, what you feel more comfortable with. I am noticing a lot more, like, especially like with the high school wrestling and all that, they are making the transition to like almost like the full like rash guard with the shorts, right? So, but
because I got to tell you, man, with some of the guys that we've talked to, like they just are very hard nosed, being like, nope, singlet is what you do, just because tradition.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, me personally, I'm a singlet guy, but I mean, now with jiu-jitsu and all that, I'm already used to like the rash guard and the shorts. I feel comfortable doing either or.
Keller, tell us about this. In Canada, do you guys use full gi in wrestling?
A full gi, you said?
Yeah, you guys must use full gi because I just figure you guys are just
cold.
You're so polite. You just go, here, let's just make it judo anyway.
All the traditions. But this match, you guys should watch out for the firemen's from Kollin more. And I don't know, Deron's doing pretty well. I thought Deron would have gassed out by now, just basing it off his MMA fights. But I feel like Kollin Moore is fresh off an NCAA season. Like, he's been doing the lifts, he's doing all the stadium stairs, he's doing all the shit that no one likes. And I doubt that Deron's probably sleeping in. So this is pretty good for Deron. This is looking good.
You know what, though? Like, I think a lot of people overlook Deron. Just like, this guy is just tough, man. I feel like he's just one of those – he's a gamer. Like, when it's time, when the lights are on and it's showtime, like, he just shows up to the match or the competition and he's ready to go. You know, he just goes out there, he gives it 100%, and he's – I think his body style too, because if you've ever met him or seen him in person, he's kind of like a short, stocky guy. Oh, Kollin Moore with the single leg there, nice takedown. It's just he's got a tough body type to deal with too. So his center of gravity is real low. He's got a really good sprawl. So this is a good match though.
Yes, sir.
Moore really heavy on that head, trying to see if he can get that outside single again. Yeah, like a body type like Winn, like a body type. I'm sorry, bro, but a body type like Deron. I mean, just like those little stocky but short, guys. Those are really hard to get around. So you have to really work on the head because of their size.
Absolutely,
definitely the most annoying body type in the world to wrestle. Body type.
It's like you try and shoot him for a sprawl. It's like the sprawl's already there, man. They're just tough to deal with. But hey, I mean, he's no pushover by any means. He's like a multiple-time national champ for JUCO. I want to say, I think he's a national champion in either Division II or Division III. And he had a lot of success in the senior level too. So I mean, definitely no pushover.
Oh yeah. Well, he's going against number one guy. Like, he's not going against like the number 3 or 4. He's going against the number 1 dude. Yeah, he picks the hardest challenges. You got to give it to him. Yeah.
And even, man, he's over there coaching at Gilroy. They got a bunch of studs over there. That wrestling was what? Daniel Cormier, you got Sean Bunch, Kyle Crutchmer, Nick Piccinini now from Oklahoma State. Like, that room is stacked.
I want to see Nicky Piccinini fight. That's going to be fun. He's going to maul dudes at 125, bro.
Oh, yeah. That guy's just a monster.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he's going to fight 125s, yeah.
Yeah, if you have the balls to beat Spencer Lee, like, shit. Come on, dude.
So normally about this time in between the periods, do you have coaching that would normally happen at a regular meet?
Yeah. You got the crazy Russians in there. You're not allowed to have water. They're giving you water. You got a towel dude in there.
I mean, it's also interesting just because of COVID that they don't have an audience. And I feel like this is something that would play well with an audience, especially given how much butt scooting that we have on the other event. So I would be interested to see if they would implement a coach into this as well as a crowd when they come back in.
Well,
go ahead.
I said wrestling coaches are crazy. You can do the whole show on wrestling coaches. Like Tom Brands, imagine you got Tom Brands in there. That guy's gonna cut you an interview. It's like if his guy loses, he's gonna throw a scene. So it's like storylines all the time. I love just looking at the corner. They get so intense. It's like part of the show. I love it.
Yeah, it's almost like they're actually in there too. Oh, nice, Kollin Moore. Good knee slip out. That was nice.
I mean, I'll let you know that these two guys, I know them to be quite upstanding gentlemen. I've also never seen them at a meet. So part of me is like, are they just fooling us by being the nicest guys outside of it? And then Rich and Jason end up being the guys who, when I go to a wrestling meet, are like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, man.
It's like a machine. You just flick the switch on and off whenever you want.
Well, to be fair, I've seen the switch happen when we're training. So I know what that looks like. It's not exactly the nice, bright, rosy guy that you normally on your social media. It's a little more intense. So I totally get that.
Yeah, the same way I teach like wrestling, when I coach wrestling and I coach jiu-jitsu, it's different. You just have to switch the temperaments. It's just because obviously jiu-jitsu, you have to conserve your energy. You gotta make sure your moves are calculated. have to time them. Where in wrestling, it's just nonstop pace, relentless attacking, a lot of aggression, a lot of explosiveness involved. So it's just you just got to adapt. You got to just change the style of teachings. Oh, and that was a takedown by Moore. I'm sorry. That I have to admire good work when I see it.
It's perfectly fine.
Absolutely.
See the switch.
Now, tell me, what is it that you're liking that you're seeing over here, Jason?
So I just like that nice single leg, the level change of Kollin more. So he's going. You could tell Deron Winn. You can kind of see he's getting a little more tired now. You see how he's kind of coming out of his stance. His feet are kind of crossing a little more. You see how he's kind of coming off of one foot and then the other. Oh, right there, heavy snap downs. And now he's just more starting to pick them apart slowly but surely. He's more calculated with the takedowns. He's still right there. Boom, he's back up, back up.
Yeah, I could sense a little. I could sense that Winn's getting a little winded here. There it is, outside single, beautiful.
Up, go slowly but surely, right there.
Can you imagine how how tough that wrestling room is at Ohio State? I mean, just you guys got so many monsters in there.
It's a shame though. It's kind of sad they lost Schneider. Now he's over at Penn State. So I mean, Penn State, Ohio State, man, those guys they just got like. Just monsters in those rooms.
Schneider's gonna have competition with Jaden Cox, eh?
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Jaden Cox moved over there. You're right.
It's gonna be tough.
Killer. Because I believe Jaden Cox is bumping up, right, to wrestle Schneider.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna be an awesome matchup. I'm excited to see that one.
Wow.
I never saw them wrestle like a match since like college, but I mean like I saw some like sparring at the Olympic Training Center with those two a couple times, and some other videos of them training, and it looked like Jaden Cox kind of got the best of Schneider. So yeah. I mean those guys are the two best guys in the world, man. I mean Olympic champion, world champion. Jaden Cox is multiple time world champion. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna go back to asking. Amon, how am I supposed to say your name? Because I haven't gotten an answer out of this, and I've been trying to figure it out because I do purposely mess up names until I ask seriously. So how am I supposed to say your name?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, Ammon.
Ammon, got it.
Yeah. Just got to kill it.
So here's what's going to happen, man. We're going to go ahead and dump you now because I kept you.
Give me one more match.
One more match, dude. I told you I was gonna give you 5 minutes, and I kept you here.
Yeah, but I held my own. I was doing the play-by-play, bro. I'm into it. I'm in my rhythm.
I thought you did a really good job.
I thought
you did an awesome job, man.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. First of all, this is not a democracy. This is 100% my show. So I'm gonna tell you how this works. You just complimented yourself on your own performance. And that's not how that works,
booted, bro. I self like preservation, not actually like you know what I mean.
Self-preservation. It's not Survivor. You're not forming alliances.
I'm not gonna watch this if I'm not on the screen. Come on.
So here's what I'm gonna say to you: if you stay on for the next month and a half, if I don't see you share every one of our fight companions, I will personally never extend another invite to you on this.
Okay, sure. How many fight companions do you have every week?
You don't know, and I don't know. It's usually once a week, but you better be sharing them because here's the thing. I gave you the Make-A-Wish 5 minutes, and then you lived too long, and then I regretted keeping you on because I was like, damn, it's like a Make-A-Wish kid who lived too long. You go, I mean, you met The Rock. What else are we supposed to do, bud? Listen, you're 29 now. We can't do any more for you.
Oh my god.
So anyway, Amon, I appreciate that, but I do want to make sure that we put the spotlight on these two guys. Why did I pick these two guys? A number of reasons. One, I have a high respect for the jiu-jitsu game. Two, they have one of the best schools, period, out here.
Yeah,
when I went to go visit them, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the audience. Jesus Christ. Off the show again. He literally when I was putting these guys over, I'm like, hey, I really like their gym. And he's like, I don't know where that is. No one gives a fuck. No.
Well, I mean, he is from Canada, right? So
I understand that, but you know what happens when you go in someone else's
or in Anaheim.
When you go in someone else's show and they start being like, hey, check out this CBD. They'll be like, I've never had that before. Not relevant to the conversation. Here's what I'm saying to you guys. They have one of the best schools, period. I'm not just talking jiu-jitsu. I'm talking about all around. They do excellent work. I've had the opportunity to sit in on both one of their wrestling classes and their jiu-jitsu classes. And I'm talking like both of these guys work so simpatico with each other. And just the way, I mean, obviously you guys are brothers, but there's a difference between being good brothers and being good coaches and good brothers. And I love when I go to see you guys, there is a uniform way that you guys teach your classes. All of your kids seem motivated. So I've truly appreciated getting to see that. And I feel that one of the hardest things for the COVID situation is seeing people who want to train. And I've been so happy to see you guys doing your thing, making modifications as best you can, and putting a lot of your online digital content. So I highly encourage you to go check out their gym. They are not only two of the best people in all of jiu-jitsu, but they're also going to be two people who I beat the living fuck out of when we finally get to our WWE BJJ match. So
I don't know about that, man.
I'm just
we're looking forward to it, Raph. We're looking forward to it.
I love
There's a lot of build up to this.
I just want to make sure that people understand that, like, I like that this started as something that was vaguely between me and Rich that took a nice breather, and then Jason got involved, and then Red was like, "Excuse me, is there combat happening?" And I'm like, "No one talked to you, Red. Go away." So yes, that'll be something that'll be fun to watch and go on to. All right. I said I know them. That's what you were saying over in the comment section.
Yeah, I know Richard Alicorn.
So good of you to know that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, we're going to our next match. Your last match, Amon.
I said the main event. You said main event.
No, I didn't say main event. I said you said one more match.
I've been doing research all day for not me. Come on.
Yeah, it's David McFadden and Tommy Gantt.
I already knew this was going to happen, so I just manifested it. So I just was preparing.
I manifested it. Yeah, you're a real American dream here. So let me go ahead and walk you guys through what's happening. Thank you for letting us know. We are watching the Wrestling Underground. We are joined by the Arreola Brothers and some guy. So Amon has been joining us. I'm going to let you take lead play-by-play. Do it.
Sure. We got David McFadden. He's an injury replacement for Mark Hall, which would have been bonkers. But this is a crazy match right here. We got a freestyle savvy dude, and we got a guy that's straight out of college. So this could go either way. We got Gantt on a single right here. McFadden over the top. Oh. Good defense.
That Iranian. Nice.
That Iranian.
In air. Feel it the air.
Nice crotch lock. Looks like he wants to go for like some kind of like modified cradle, but he's trying to. Gantt is really committed on that Iranian.
Yep. Now he's starting to come out from the bottom. Good. Watch those ankles. He's trying to protect his ankles. Oh, they go. And we're going to bring him back up to their feet. Reset.
Gantt out of NC State Rising program. Coach over there is doing a really good job with the Wolfpack. One of the wrestlers is actually on the main event. And McFadden from another program on the rise, Virginia Tech. That's Hokie country. I believe I think they're both in the same conference, right? Right, brother? ACC?
I believe so. Yeah, both really good programs, up and coming. NC State just doing an amazing job out there, producing a lot of All-Americans, national champs. So,
yeah, I agree.
I believe their last national champ was Big Wiz, right?
Yeah, Big Wiz and Caldwell, correct? During Caldwell, right? Prior to him, correct?
Although it was a while, I think Wiz was like a couple years ago. So, I mean, really solid heavyweight. He's also a member on the U.S. national team right now. So, see how this next 2020 Olympic or 2021 Olympics, how it goes.
There goes McFadden.
Oh, nice. And on the single leg again. Let's see if we could finish here. Good.
Trying to step over that ankle.
Yep, there he goes. He gets over, comes up with the single leg. Let's see if we can run the pipe, maybe finish here.
Gantt holding onto that wrist, a very, very good defensive technique. When someone gets a single leg on you, you got to grab that wrist and get that leg out. There we go.
A lot of hand fire. There he goes. Runs the pipe. Oh, not quite there. Good defense. Now he's going to the splits.
Is that a leg lace? He has it locked in.
Yeah, he's got the leg lace. So he secured the 2 takedown. Now McFadden's in on the leg lace. He's going to try and go for the turn. So anytime you can get a turn here, he can get 2 points. McFadden, he's drive into him. There he goes.
Oh.
Ooh, nice. 2
Very
points.
nice.
Excellent work. Now they're going to go back up to their feet.
Amon, is this living up to your expectations for this match?
Not really. I wanted Mark Hall in there, to be honest.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! I'm not asking you.
Let's be honest here.
Oh man, I tell you what, dude, the one thing you don't want to do is sleep on this competitor, especially Gantt.
This is good. This is nice.
What more do you need from these guys? This is a close match. It's pretty entertaining thus far in.
It's okay. I like Tommy Gantt.
These are all the clips that I'm going to make from this show. Is just you being like, I don't know. Like, I might have been trying to do you a favor in that last bit, being like, maybe you shouldn't do this one. And then I give you the opportunity to shine, and you go, not impressed. These guys' pace kind of low.
It's okay. Some people, when you look at a gem, some people see certain things on it, that they appreciate. For us, we appreciate this. This is a really good match.
Oh, this is an awesome match. I love this match, but this is like a quarterfinal NCAA tournament match.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, this kid again.
There's no heat here. They're too nice.
I just listen, dude.
I'll watch it. It's nice. But Cole Maine, come on, guys.
I get your instinct to say that. I think it's just more so whenever you do any form of wrestling and then you realize the level of stakes that are here. It's a hard translation, man. I mean, I know I'm speaking as a jiu-jitsu guy, but when I see them trying to do that, it's not easy. Like, dude, watching the way he is able to leg lace, I look at that and go, yeah, I'm lucky if I get that once in drilling.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not an easy sport. Otherwise, everyone would do it.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. McFadden on that single leg, trying to finish. If he can step over that ankle, he can. Oh, but he breaks it with the wrist. Once again, Gantt really good with that wrist defense.
Hand control is everything. There we go. Good. Looks like they're both at a over-under position. Now he worked out. Good. Gantt should be looking to clear that underhook like he does. Good on the double. There we go. Nice. Oh, what do we have here?
Can you get the takedown?
McFadden with the 2 exposure, huh?
Whoa.
Nice.
What?
Amon, I have to ask you over this way. When you do see these guys making this sort of push, like, what makes you get invested in a match? Is it more like
for me, honestly, like yeah, they're good. They're super good. They beat the shit out of me. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that I want to watch like I'm excited for this. This is the pilot event, okay. But the next event, I want to see like Yanni out there. I want to see the superstars. I want to see Dake. I want to see Downey. I want to see David Taylor. I want to see Jaden. Let's stack
the mainstream guys, like the main, like pretty much like
the these guys are good. Like the head, like we know them because we follow wrestling. But
here's the other thing to keep in mind, though. When they first started these events, you had your main event that were the high recognizable guys, but then they started building some of these superstars who have made great use of it. To be very blunt, like Mason is a homie, and I've seen him do amazing things from the ADCC side, but I think he's really gotten some shine, and especially tonight from doing Submission Underground. Even Craig, to a certain extent, has really done more in Submission Underground in terms of being a main event draw than even he did at EBI. So, like, there is something to be said about building your stars and making people see the athleticism, what they can do.
I agree. But then why do we all like Pat Downey? Why do we want to watch Pat Downey? Because he does the extracurricular, he does the social media, he builds it up. So if these guys start learning that art, then I'll be invested. If David McFadden pushed Tommy Gantt at the weigh-ins, I'd be like, all right, let's watch this match.
Oh man.
Whereas this is just a wrestling match to me. It's a good guy, yeah. 2 good guys going at it, yep.
All right. So
next thing the thing is too is like events like these are fairly new. So I mean, they're getting we were talking about earlier, like they're getting a lot of up and coming guys. I think the bigger these promotions get, and obviously it gives them an opportunity to go and wrestle high level guys that maybe are technically better than them, right? Yeah. And they get to prove themselves. So this is awesome, man. It's just good to see this level of wrestling and just see wrestling in general get some exposure like this. It's good for the sport.
I also just want to point this question out because I already know the answer from Rich. Rich, if they came to you with an opportunity, instead of doing a jiu-jitsu match, to do one of these matches, would you do it?
Oh, of course, yeah. I would. I probably would recommend my brother first before me, because I want to see my brother. I'm a huge fan of my brother's takedowns. I mean, I like the throw, I like the pin, but Man, I like to watch my brother take people down, though.
By the way, your brother, one of the things that like really rang true in my ears, because your brother and I still haven't really trained together for jiu-jitsu. So
have fun with that, man.
I understand. Listen, I know what I get myself into. But one of the things that he said that was very telegraphed to me that I just put in the little file bin up here was when your brother goes, yeah, I didn't really pin people that much just because I didn't want to. And I was like, oh, no. That sounds.
He likes to play with his food.
Yeah, I was like, that's not a better answer. That sounds like a way more devastating.
I mean, I like taking people down, man.
Yeah, I know. If you go on YouTube, my brother has like a whole archive, like a college library of him like taking people down at will. So we always tell our students, we always refer our students to the YouTube library. But yeah, I mean, I love watching him take people down because in the end, it's like you just see their opponent's spirit just disintegrate right in front of us. Like, but me, I don't like to play with my food. I like to pin guys. I like to just put you to your back, pin you, send you home so I can go home and eat. But not my brother. He likes to just take everyone down at will.
I appreciate that. All right, let me say this, Amon, we got you all the way through.
Come on, main event.
No. Amon, here's what I'm going to do for you, bro. I'm going to let you have some opportunity. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to give some shout-outs to whoever you want to. Floor is yours, kid.
Shout out to myself winning the 66, 65 kilos October 20th.
All right. Well, that was.
He's been lifted during the quarantine.
Let me put it this way. I want to bring him back in so I can reprimand him on air one last time.
You guys lost. I'm one of the motherfuckers.
I'm going to tell you this right now as I mute you. You did an okay job. If I was to give you a ranking, I would say C+, because you showed up with a little bit more than the average student. When I gave you time to do commentary, you do, instead of play-by-play analysis, then sometimes when you got so fascinated by the movement on the screen, you'd go, which is great for fight commentary to have dead air. So C+ is your grade. I'm very pleased that you came on. I hope that you had a good time. Thank you so much for coming on. You're not bad. I hope to see you again in the future, sir.
I'm telling you guys, 66 kilo. You guys got any students in that one?
Possibly, yeah.
No, Red's in the ADCC already.
Oh, right? For trials? Oh, you're talking about trials.
He doesn't have to do trials. He's not going to do trials.
Oh, yeah, no.
Where is trials?
You might see him there.
Vegas. I think Vegas.
We haven't heard yet. I think we're going to wait for COVID to do its thing before we figure out where exactly trials are. But I think it's probably still going to be out in Los Angeles or Orange County. So anyway, Amon, appreciate you, bro. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining us, bud.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you, man. He just said awesome.
I know he did. That's how you can tell this young child has no idea what he's doing in terms of being like, what am I doing? Don Stoner joining us right now, who was just on Submission Underground, says Pat is an animal, and it says, what about Jordan Burroughs in WUG? I mean, I think everybody here wants it, right?
Definitely. That's the man right now.
Yeah.
So let me ask this. When did you guys first hear about this? Were you watching the Submission Underground the last time when they made the announcement? Did you hear rumblings, or did you hear about it after the fact?
I heard about it after the fact. I think I just came across something on Instagram, just happened to see it, and I was instantly just pumped up for it. Anytime I could watch some wrestling, I love watching wrestling, man.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I mean, before your brother put you over, and it was just like, yeah, I mean, I'd do it, but have you met my bro? A nice way of doing it. So I'll just put this out to you right now, because this is the thing you're supposed to do on all of these shows. Who would you like to face? Is there somebody that you've seen that you go, oh, that would be a great match, just stylistically?
Stylistically, oh man, somebody like Jordan Oliver. That'd be so much fun. I think he's just one of those guys. He's really slick, super explosive. Technique is just one of the best, man. Somebody I always had a lot of respect. I still have a lot of respect for. He's been trying to make the Olympic team, so that'd be awesome, man. Something like that.
Has the Olympic Games moving to next year been difficult to kind of take in?
Yeah, you really look forward to them, and on top of that, for instance, like Jordan Burroughs, I was really anticipating this, really looking forward to the match versus him and Kyle Dake, which is an amazing matchup. I was actually literally front side, like sitting right next to Jordan Burroughs' family at the Olympic trials of 2016. And it was so intense, man. Like the atmosphere, it was in Lincoln, Nebraska. And, I went to school out in Nebraska. So it was like in my backyard pretty much. And the home crowd was there. And man, that was a battle. It came down to the wire. They ended up splitting 1-1. So it's a best out of 3 series. And so Jordan Burroughs just came in clutch, man, like the last, like literally like probably 30 seconds, big takedown and scored and ended up making the Olympic team. But, right now, Kyle Dake, he's looking good too. You know what I mean? He just won his 2nd world title. I don't think anybody scored 1 point on him at the last world championships. Nobody scored 1 point on him. That's great. And he just beat, I think the number 2 guy in the world, Frank Chamizo from Italy, about like a month ago. They wrestled at, I think it was Beat the Streets and Kyle Dake. It was a close match. I think it was 1-2, but man, that's big,
I want to put the shine over on Rich. I know you're watching intently. Tell me a little bit about what you're seeing.
We just saw, right now the main event is underway. It's Gatson versus Nick, and Nick just shot in. He just scored 6 points. 2 takedowns and a leg lace roll, so he's ahead on Gatson right now. Nick is on the team, the U.S. team right now, and Gatson's a monster too. But Nick looks like he's making short work of him here.
It's looking pretty one-sided thus far in, but we still have a little bit of time to play here. Are you seeing anything that you're liking in terms of a style, Jason?
I think just seeing Nick being really offensive right off the get-go. I think he came in already with that mindset, like, hey, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to score quick, I'm going to build up my lead, and now I'm going to go ahead and just chill. But looks like he's in on another high crotch, came up to the single. Let's see if he finishes. Yep, right to the takedown. So now he's up 8-0. So now we're actually about to see possibly a tech fall. Like I said, in freestyle, if you get 10 or more points than your opponent, it ends in a tech fall. So right now it's 8-0. If we see one more takedown, it looks like Nick's going to send Gatson home packing for the night.
Wow.
Yeah, Gatson's a former NCAA champ, right, for Iowa State, I believe.
Gatson, for Iowa State, and he actually defeated Olympic champion Kyle Schneider in the finals. He pinned him in the finals. Yeah, so I mean, Gatson's no joke. He's tough. He's definitely dangerous. That was pretty much it, though. He went ahead. He got the last takedown in, so that's a tech fall. 10-0.
First tech fall of Wrestling Underground.
Wow. Kudos to him. I think that does mean that we do need to do a toast. So I am going to put this in the realm of Jason, I'm going to let you do the toast on this one, sir. Do you have a beverage near you?
I have a water.
You know what?
I don't have a beer, but I have the next best thing. I have Virgil's root beer, so it'll be.
I mean, listen, it does show the dedication you both have to your craft, where you probably aren't drinking as much. But all right, Jason, lead us off on this. Cheers is yours. Just tell us why what he did was so impressive as you give a toast to that man.
Hey, Nick was impressive. He went ahead. He dominated. He was able to go ahead and perfect his game plan. He implemented it, and he made short work of Kyle Gatson tonight. So kudos to him. Cheers. Thank you for having us. Looking forward to many, many more Wrestling Undergrounds. Thank you, Chael Sonnen, for putting on such a great event. We're looking forward to it. So thank you guys so much. Raph, thanks for having us on.
Oh, we're not done yet. I'm not circling that. Just do the cheers for this, and then we'll...
Cheers.
Good for you guys. I was like, no, you don't need to close us out. I like that you're like, Raph, you've been an amazing host. This has been a really fun time. Let me get my sponsors in real quick. I'm gonna be like, did he just do a CBD Mary Jane? Because that's not my sponsor. That's their sponsors. Well, obviously, that was pretty interesting. I mean, look, we're done here in just an hour and 12 minutes. Now, comparatively, they do a pretty nimble production for Submission Underground that's usually done right under the wire at just 2 hours, but we got through a number of matches fairly quickly, and normally the pace is even a little more spaced out. Do you have any notes? Rich, what is it that you liked about the presentation here tonight?
Well, I like it's in a cage, so it's definitely different. It puts a new element into the wrestling. So I like the contest. I thought it was awesome. Very high pace, very fast. All in all, I'm just happy to see that the wrestlers are getting the exposure they deserve. And if you look at everyone on the card, they're all rising either in the collegiate level or in the amateur Olympic level. So it really it puts a spotlight on these athletes. So it's pretty cool to see.
It's pretty dope. I'm going to ask the same question over to Jason.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was awesome that they went ahead. They did it in a cage. That's completely different. I think it's going to be something new for everyone. So if they continue to have these, now they start training for that. And yeah, just giving these young guys the platform to come in here and, make a name for themselves, prove themselves. And, even like Gatson, he got a really great opportunity tonight to go and wrestle someone as big as Nick, who's on the world team right now. So just an awesome opportunity. I really liked it a lot.
I'm going to ask you guys, listen, we're not going to be Amon here. I'm going to ask for constructive feedback. So is there anything that you thought could be improved from tonight's telecast? Open question.
You want to take this one first?
Yeah, I think maybe something like doing something a little different, whereas like maybe splitting the matches in where it's like maybe one period doing like freestyle and then a second period doing Greco. Whether you're a Greco freestyle guy, it just shows at the end of the day, wrestling is wrestling, and being able to execute both styles is something really important. And I think it would just be really cool to see, because we see some guys are only on the freestyle circuit. So getting to see him do a freestyle for one period or a Greco for one period would be really cool and exciting to watch.
Rich?
I would like to see someone from the grappling community step up and see if they want to challenge some of these wrestlers, so that way they can see that wrestling, in fact, is a tough sport. It's not easy. If it were easy, everyone else would do it. But I just think it's pretty cool to see. I mean, heck, if you're already seeing cross fighters wrestling each other, like you're already seeing Tony Ramos and Nicky Ryan going at it, then hey, why can't Chael grab a well-known grappler and go in and challenge a wrestler?
Hasn't Dennis has been telling us he's the best wrestler and jiu-jitsu guy in all of MMA? So shouldn't we have that? Isn't that a thing that the people want to see? Come on, look at those things. Here's what I can tell you. Again, this is my observation as a new observer for this. And again, I've seen wrestling meets. I think the production that we've seen for a number of really super matches that they put together have been very, very interesting on flow wrestling that I've seen, that I've said, oh, that's actually really cool. That's really cool to see, especially when they have the outdoor setting. Like, I've just seen it on a different scale than we normally do it here in jiu-jitsu. What I would say is this show might benefit, just my thought, maybe a few more graphics kind of walking us through. We normally have the one placard that we use for Submission Underground that kind of gives us the deal that goes, hey, listen, here's how you win. Here's how EBI works. Here's how the overtime works. I think that doing that for the freestyle and the Greco is a good reminder, especially to a lot of us where we just go, huh? Is that what we do on this one? All right, that's cool to see. So that would be just kind of my small overall feedback, because I'm sure Chael is doing a good job of walking people through it, but I feel like my excitement for this was pretty much like this. I said, I'm stoked that wrestlers get an opportunity. I'd love to see the mixing of it. I'm still not super certain that we have a grappler that is really of the caliber of somebody I'd want to see do it just yet. But we know a lot of guys are doing multiple things. Like, we know a lot of guys come from wrestling in the MMA world. So I think it's just a matter of making it enticing, and hopefully they cut some of that together and we get somebody to come from that. So yeah, I'm obviously.
No, yeah, I think this promotion is a work in progress in terms of wrestling. So I think it'd be really cool to maybe even just like build new fans. Hopefully get the martial arts community watching this, and they'll be like, wow, this is wrestling. This is cool. This is freestyle. This is Greco. Oh, so this is how you score It just hopefully it'll encourage, other kids too to want to even go out and wrestle. So that's pretty awesome. Or adults to learn wrestling.
Well, no, once you're an adult, it's not going to happen. And I'm saying that from my own experience because I just look and when people go, you can just do this. I go, dude, if you had told me this 18 years ago, I might have had a shot. Now, I can do a nice version of it. It is not going to look like it's supposed to. So, but I make sure to try to learn it because I think there is an important value in understanding how difficult it is. And for my occupation as normally an MMA commentator or a jiu-jitsu commentator, I think having every little bit of that intel helps to make you a more informed person so that when you interview somebody and that is their specialty, not only can you connect more to them, but you can explain it to the audience. So that way, when we pull in somebody, say, I don't know, Amon, and we say, what do you think about this? And he's like, meh. And you go, what do you mean, meh? What part did I look at this match and go, meh? And I appreciate his real response to it, but being very honest here, that's a tough thing to pull.
Obviously he's very. I could tell I don't think he meant any harm by it. I think
he's giving an honest response. It's just a matter. I like to take those responses from the internet. Thus, me tonight offering for the very first time to anybody an ability to be a commentator from being in the comment section. And I think that even learning a little bit of how to do this makes it a very useful tool to make that connection of, okay, cool, dude, somebody might see this. And if they see this, they're going to see you. And I would, I have always made the note on this show of don't make a comment that you wouldn't say to somebody in person that you would say on air. And that's a really important strategy because, for everybody who I give shit to, listen, dude, I don't know if you guys saw this. Let me pull this up. Let me show you the type of caliber of person that I am. And I think you guys know this. Maybe the audience doesn't. But earlier tonight, and I don't know, did you guys see any of the Submission Underground?
No, I wasn't able to catch it.
No.
Okay. What if I were to tell you, just based off of this photo, you kind of get a sense of what happened a little bit earlier here tonight. So here is the photo that we did as a joke.
No, we didn't.
So in it, you have Mason Fowler. So Mason Fowler in overtime essentially took Craig's back, had a body triangle, and wasn't necessarily choking under the chin, but he does this thing where when he has a body triangle, he puts a lot of push into the hips, like he pulls in on the triangle at the hip form, sucking it in, and started pulling back on the neck. And yes, Craig tapped to that. So we jokingly put down that as a joke. And I will tell you, because we know the people, guess who responded? Oh, wait, it's Craig Jones. And Craig's comment there is, well played, sir. So, yeah, I am a person who will do the joke to the person. But do I also know that at some point Craig and I could train together? Yeah. Have I heard that he does the worst submissions to people just because he likes to make fun of them? Yeah. Do I know that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen here. So Greg and I have never been in the same room.
Dug your own grave on that one, my friend.
You know what? Hey, the joke worked, so worth it. It
was entertaining.
Hey, listen, dude. The other thing that always gets over is we can literally hashtag WWE BJJ. So I'm like, it's a good day for verbal tap here. I'm not complaining in the least. But I think it's a very solid skill. And for me, seeing something develop here tonight, I was entertained by it. I liked it. Obviously, room to grow. And I would love to see a number of caliber of people to do it. But when I see people like our friends from Portland getting the time to shine and coming on a huge program like Submission Underground, I would love to see them develop that and nurture these people. And hey, man, if we did all of those matches, about 6 matches in about an hour 10, hour 12, you could stand to pad this out with a little bit more. You could give that time to shine for people who would make those super matches for, say, your grapplers or your guys who may not always be your mainstream people, and see what happens, dude. Because I think, and maybe you guys could speak on this, but when you guys go from the end of your collegiate career, where do you normally go from wrestling after that?
Jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu.
so to me, even catching those college age kids who captivate us right at the bud of it and saying like, hey, listen, sorry guys, you know, your professional season might not even happen this year. So do this. It tells me that you give some more opportunities to people. And that's what I'm all about here.
Absolutely. Yeah. For us, we have students that, they see what we do and they see us wearing the gi a lot and they're just like, oh, what's that? And they see us do no gi and how they can tie the wrestling into the no gi. And that gets them pretty excited. They're like, hey, I want to do this. I want to give it a shot. And most of our guys, our students, they transition from wrestling to jiu-jitsu. And even some of our jiu-jitsu students see our wrestling classes and like, wow, I want to do that. I want to learn how to blast through somebody, learn a proper double leg, whatnot.
I mean, I'll tell you guys, just watching how you teach your classes. I know I've already mentioned this earlier, but I think you guys have an excellent integration of utilizing wrestling for jiu-jitsu and vice versa. Because just the way that you guys explain the techniques, that's something that I try to watch very carefully in terms of being a student. And I thought that the way that you kind of lead those things on, because I saw two very different classes. And Jason was running them that day, and I thought he did a great job. And it was my first intro to seeing him coach and teach. So that's a huge compliment. And everything that I saw Rich adding in, it was always heightening it and making sure that it was complimentary. Whereas sometimes people go, I don't know about that, Jason. Just letting everybody know here, there is a counter to that. No, I've never really seen him reverse that counter.
It's good. I mean, like I said, we try and bring different dynamics to it, make sure it's applicable to whether it's wrestling or the jiu-jitsu as well. And it's just one of those things too where we just always promote to our kids like hey, it's why not try both? I mean, they both really complement each other. I think as long as you have an open mind and you're willing to learn and you're coachable, nothing but great things are going to come from it. You know what I mean? Like I said, they both complement each other and they're just two great sports. Both are grappling. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, gents, let's go ahead and circle back around. Let's give you guys time to plug. I'm going to give you guys each opportunities to speak because both of you have people that I know you want to thank or shout out. So I'll go ahead and start with Jason because I'm sure Rich is probably going to need a day and a half to thank all of his sponsors. So I'm going to give him plenty of time to do this.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to One Jiu-Jitsu, to ABW, all my students, teammates, Dream Chasers, Jiva, Coach Mo, Miss Mary Jane, all our sponsors. Just thank you guys so much for sticking with us through these tough times and supporting us always through thick and thin. Raph, once again, thank you so much for having us, man. It's always a blessing to be on your show. Like, we appreciate it a lot. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, let me go ahead and move this on over to the man of the hour right now, Senor Richard Arreola, sir.
I resent that comment. It'll take me a day and a half, maybe about an hour, but I'm just kidding. No, first off, thanks, Raph, for having us. We really appreciate it. Shout out to our team, One Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out to my students at USKO Anaheim. Shout out to our wrestling students at A Brothers Wrestling, Team ABW. You could find us on Instagram at @abrothers_wrestling. We teach kids and adults. Shout out to my sponsors, Virus, Day by Day Jiu-Jitsu, Quest Nutrition, our sponsor, Miss Mary Jane, CBD, Ear Gear MMA. We appreciate you. And I know I'm forgetting somebody, and I hope they don't get mad at me, but it's cool. But anyway, just thanks, Raph, for having us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Professor G, Professor Mo, and I'll even take a page out of our friend Killer Kaler Us.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Hey, you know what? You know what the nice part is like today I felt like I taught a kid how to be a broadcaster. So when I go to like my ability over there, because I mean my favorite thing is when he was like, I don't know, I was in on the bit when I go, yeah, let's bring him on, let's see what happens. But meanwhile, he's like commentating on there, bring me on. It was like literally looking at Bray Wyatt being like, let me in. And I go, no, dude, this is chill. I'm going to bring you on. Just give me a second. I got to make sure I take care of my guests first. They're kind of my first people who I invited here. And if I don't make sure their audio and their stuff doesn't work, I'm not replacing them. Like, it's the rudest thing in the world. But I was very pleased. We got him to learn. And I know you were plugging it. I want to make sure to give people an opportunity to see good stuff like this. Obviously, the gentlemen are also on a YouTube, so you guys can check out their stuff over there. They're going over some sit-out drills. That's all from their YouTube page. You guys can check that out. Arreola Bros Wrestling, outwork everyone. I can tell you from experience, they're quite good. So I really encourage you guys, go check them out. Friends of the show, dear, dear friends. I would ask you guys this. Here's the issue. Clearly, you both want matches with me. And I mean, here's the issue. What's going to happen when this is a three-way match and that you guys at some point have to go against each other? What's going to happen then?
Well, right now we have to deal with the first root of the problem, and that's you with that strap against your waist. So yeah, the fact is, dude, you need to just shine it up, wrap it up in a nice little box, and put some,
I don't really think this is going anywhere.
You might just send it over, man, because it's curtains for you, pal.
I'm just letting you know, because there was one thing that now I have both of you on air. Before we start to close this up, I can just tell you this right now. Young man over here, Jason, tells me during an interview, when I ask him, I go, well, obviously your brother was, helping you with the wrestling, and how did that work? And he's like, yeah, dude, we were doing backyard wrestling. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. What was your finisher? What was this? He was like, well, actually, no, we were just like, kind of like, it was like a little kid fight club, kind of, actually, now that I think about it. And I was like, wait, what? And then I just realized, I was like, oh my God, Rich was this guy even back then. Rich was literally putting on backyard fights for these kids and being counting the money,
no
dude.
Different than when we were little kids. Just be the same thing. We'll be getting after it.
I was the ghetto Vince McMahon, dude. So you got no chance. You got no chance.
He would make belts out of cardboard.
But I love the fact that when I thought there was a version of your history that I had heard already, when your brother just tells me a version, and I go, that is not the version I heard. And that does not.
You only knew.
If I only knew. And so that made me laugh more than anything. Well, I guess the other question is, are you guys going to team up against Red? Because, listen, he's like a brother to you guys. But, if he gets inserted into this thing, I don't know what's going to happen between you guys and him either. I'm just saying.
Hey, all I know is fireworks are going to go off, and it's going to start with you on the hit list, man. So like I said, dude, all I know is, lately I've been sleeping well, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that I just put on your matches. When I put on your matches, I just fall right to sleep.
That's so funny. I just love the fact that I have an actual story career in it, and you have nothing. So it's just nice, I mean, the highlight of your day is going to be being on my show. And I mean, what does that say about you? So what are you going to say?
Man, this right now, this is the highlight right here. Having us both of us on, this is the highlight right now.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what,
I'm just letting you know. Do you realize how quickly you were both almost replaced by a commentator?
Oh my God.
Stream? Do you know that if I was truly in heel mode, letting a Facebook commenter come in and be like, well, get these guys out of the way. Anyway, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say goodbye to you guys off air, but I'm going to close this up. My thanks to both the Arreola brothers. Go check them out. Orange County, great gym, very good instructions. Two of the best guys that I know in the game. So my appreciation to both you guys. I will see you off air in just a second. I'm just going to close this up. And let's go ahead and call this a day. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Rich. All right, guys, before we get on out of here, a couple quick reminders. Yes, tomorrow I actually have to send the reminder to Kai Kamaka and let him know, oh, by the way, you're on the show tomorrow at 1 p.m. That is 1 p.m. Pacific time. That is Best Coast time. Then on Tuesday, we have Quentin Rosenzweig. Straight off of winning the Catch Wrestling Championship. I don't really know much about that, but we're going to find out about it. I saw his match. It was fire. We're also in the process of interviewing some other people throughout the week. We'll have those announcements a little bit later. Kevin and I will resume Verbal Tap on Tuesday or tomorrow. We don't know which, but we'll make an announcement when we record that one. We'll talk a little bit about UFC Vegas 8. We'll also talk about Submission Underground, the huge thing that came out of that, as well as Wrestling Underground. That's going to do it for us here. Before we get on out, let's remind you guys a couple little quick things. This is a rash guard that I'm sure will anger both of these guys because they both wish that they could actually call themselves this guy, but they cannot. For good reason. I mean, if you've ever seen them, I mean, they're not that great. I put them over really nicely, because that's the kind of person that I am. But if we're being honest, they're just going to be super jealous. Because look, from our friends over at BJJgear.com, use the promotional code Grappling Hour 15 to get a shirt like this. Because look, do they have a rash guard that says this? No. Look at that. It says Corona Weight Champ. Why Corona Weight? Because, we all probably put on a few pounds during the past few weeks. I'm just saying. I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for them. Look at them, dude. They're the ones that are in shape. That's how you can tell. When they get fat and they were, in shape, that's why you hear Rich being like, I've gone to an all-plant diet. Sure you have. It's not what your Instagram says. Anyway, it's been a blast. I'm so glad that we were able to have you guys join us for both Submission Underground and Wrestling Underground. Great premiere from them. I think that's going to do it for us here today. It's been a great day for grappling. We'll see you guys back on the mats, and I love that I'm seeing Classic for making fun of people. Thank you very much, Adam. You're the homie. You know that I love the shit out of you, bro. All right. It's been a great day for grappling. We'll see you back on the mats eventually.